welcome back to my channel. So today I am 22 weeks pregnant, which means that in exactly a week I will be 6 months pregnant, which is so crazy to me that I really only have like 3 months left of this pregnancy. So time is just flying by and I can't believe it. But this video I don't have too much to talk about, so I'm just gonna get right into the baby stats. So this week the baby is the size of an ear of corn and he weighs 1 pound and is 11 inches long. And I was reading in What to Expect When You're Expecting, and it says that the baby can hear things outside of the womb and can tell the difference between light and dark. So that pretty much means that if you shine a flashlight on your belly, the baby might move to like get away from the light if it's too light. It's just like, to me, that is like the craziest thing I've ever heard, because I knew that the baby could hear like outside of the womb. Like he can hear my voice, he can hear Brendan's voice, and I think it said they can even hear like loud noises like the dog barking and stuff like that. But for the baby to be able to tell between like light and dark is so crazy to me. So that was really interesting. And as for symptoms this week, the first thing I wrote down is mood swings. So I feel like at nighttime, I'm like my most anxious and kind of moody. And then in the morning, I wake up and I'm like in a good mood and I'm excited for the day. So it's definitely interesting because I feel like I kind of have it down to a science of when I'm going to be more like moody and kind of anxious in comparison to when I'm like just happy in my normal self. And then another symptom that I noticed is being clumsy. So I know that like your center of gravity is a little off balance, and I haven't like fallen or anything like that, but I feel like I've kind of been doing like funny things. Like, this isn't really funny, but I actually burnt like the side of my finger. I touched the burner on the stove and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that I did that. So I've just been doing like stupid kind of things like that, like touching the stove or I can't really think of like any other examples, but I just feel like I've kind of been like off kilter lately. So that's another symptom that I've been having. And then I wrote slightly itchy, so which is kind of funny, but I've just been itchy. Like, this is gonna get TMI, but I don't really care because it's about pregnancy, but like my boobs have been kind of itchy, and I think I wrote, what else did I write? And my hips too have been kind of itchy, which I know is just like your body is growing and the skin is stretching, so it's gonna be a little bit itchy, but it hasn't gotten to the point where it like really bothers me, but it's just like a couple of times I've noticed this week that I've been a little bit itchy. Oh, and then I also noticed that I've been getting like veins on my boobs, and I think they're a lot more noticeable for me because I'm so fair, so you can like see right through me pretty much. So yeah, I've noticed that too. I'm hoping that they go away after pregnancy because it's really like grossing me out. But yeah, veins. So I've been putting on like Palmer's, the stretch mark cream or whatever, to try to like prevent things from happening before they happen. So I'm hoping that that works. I'm gonna try to do that every night and do like my boobs and my thighs and hips and belly, of course. So I'm gonna start doing that. Okay, so this happened right before I was getting ready, and I don't know if this is just me. I feel like this is like a common thing with people, but for whatever reason, whenever I do my makeup, my nose is always running for some reason. So whatever, I had like a tissue and I was like wiping my nose. Yeah, I was wiping my nose with the tissue and like a little tiny bit of blood came out. And I have never, and this probably sounds crazy, but I've literally never had a bloody nose in my life ever. And it wasn't like it was bleeding, but it was just like a little tiny bit of blood came out on the tissue. And I was like, oh my God, I've literally never had a bloody nose in my life. So I was like, that is so weird. But I know that that's like a pregnancy symptom. just because of like the extra blood flow or whatever, but it was just so bizarre to me because that has literally never happened to me ever. So I was like, wow, that's really crazy. But luckily it wasn't like anything too like gushing blood or anything. So, but that was just something that happened like right before I started filming this video. Oh, and then another symptom is insomnia. So I have been having such a hard time. Like I'm just not, I shouldn't say I'm having a hard time sleeping, but I feel like I'm just not tired when I usually would go to bed. Like I go to bed pretty early, like 8 or 9, which is so early, but I don't know. That's just, I go to bed early, I wake up early. That's kind of just my schedule. But I think it was not last night, but the night before, I stayed up watching Netflix until 1 o'clock in the morning. And I wasn't tired. And I just kept watching TV and watching stuff on my phone. And it was 1 o'clock and I was like, oh my God, like I'm not even tired. So I think this is like, I'm hoping it's not, but I think it might be the start of like some pregnancy insomnia, which I know is also very common, but yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. And I've also kind of been having a hard time getting comfortable in bed. Like it really stinks because I'm usually a stomach sleeper, but obviously I can't do that anymore. And it's getting to the point where I'm not supposed to even be sleeping on my back. So I really can only sleep on my left side or my right side right now. And it's just so uncomfortable for me. Like I want to sleep on my stomach, but I can't. So I don't know. I want to get like one of those big pregnancy pillows, but Brendan doesn't really want me to because it's going to take up the whole bed. We have a queen size bed, but it's me, him, and the dog in the bed. And then add a pregnancy pillow, which is like the size of a person pretty much in the bed too. It's just a lot. So Brendan did order me this, I'll link it down below. It's called a Hiccapop pillow. And it's like a little wedge pillow that you're supposed to put under your belly. But I feel like my belly really isn't big enough for that yet. So, but I tried it and I like it. So hopefully once my belly gets bigger, I can start using that. But yeah, that's what's been going on with my sleep lately. And I have been craving iced coffee. Usually I'll drink like 1 cup of like hot coffee first thing in the morning, and that's like my routine. But it doesn't like taste good to me anymore, which I don't know why, because I love hot coffee, but all I want is iced coffee lately. And it's also like the middle of the winter. It literally snowed 2 days ago, but I live in New England, so it's very like stereotypical of us to like only drink iced coffee even in the dead of winter. So I don't know, it's not weird for people that live where I live, but yeah, I've just really been wanting iced coffee like every single day. I want iced coffee all the time, which I kind of have to be careful with because I don't want to drink like too much caffeine. But I've talked to my doctor about it and she was very like relaxed about it and said like, she literally said, as long as you're not drinking a gallon of coffee a day, you're good. So I'm like, okay. But I usually still like try to do just 1 or 2 cups a day, which I think is fine. But yeah, so my new craving has been iced coffee. And then yeah, I think that's it for all of my symptoms. So I'll get into what happened this week. So on Friday, I had a doctor's appointment and it was like one of those just in and out appointments. It was super quick. The baby's heartbeat was 130, so that's good. It's crazy, like in the beginning, the first ultrasound I think that we had, his heartbeat was like 170, and now it's already gone down to 130, but it's because as the baby gets bigger, the heartbeat gets lower, I think is what they told me. I don't know like how true that is, but that's pretty much what's been happening with him. And then they just took my weight and my blood pressure and all that, and then they were like, all right, you're good. So everything was good with the baby. And then on Tuesday, I have a follow-up appointment for my anatomy scan, so I get to see another ultrasound of the baby. So I'm really looking forward to that, but that's at the hospital too. So I don't know if I'm gonna go by myself, or Brendan has to work, so I don't know if I'll go by myself or if my mom will come with me. I guess we'll just have to see about that. But that's on Tuesday, and I'm still working on the baby registry. I made like an account on Babylist, and I'm like I'm a little bit overwhelmed because I've purposely not been buying a bunch of stuff because I know that like my family and Brendan's family is gonna go crazy for the baby shower. So I've been purposely not like buying a ton of stuff. But there's like some major things that we need. Like we have a co-sleeper, we have his dresser, and like 2 or 3 outfits. Like that's really it that we have for him. So yeah, we need a lot of stuff. Oh, and I also have the, what is it called? The diaper genies, and I have that too. But everything else, we need like car seat, stroller, like bath stuff, just all clothes. We really don't have any clothes for him either, and diapers and wipes and all that kind of stuff. So it's just so hard to like pick stuff out because a lot of it is like really expensive, and I don't want to put like super expensive stuff on the registry, but I also don't want to be like too bashful and not like put stuff that we actually need on it. So I've been really trying hard to like get a good mix of things on the registry and also like put everything that we need. And obviously like if we don't get everything, then we can just buy it afterwards. But yeah, the registry is kind of like stressing me out a little bit. So if anybody has any advice, I think I said this in my last video too, but if anybody has any advice, it would be greatly appreciated if you could leave it down below, because I need some serious help with this baby registry. But other than that, I think that is everything that has happened this week. Yeah, so now I'm going to show you my belly. All right, so this is my 22-week belly. All right, so here is my 22-week belly from the side, from the front. Probably shouldn't have worn this white shirt against the white background, but yep. Here we go from the side. And that's not a stretch mark, it's just from my pants. From the front. That is my belly this week. Not too much different from last week, I don't think. But I'm wondering if I should start measuring my belly with like a measuring tape so I can see how big I've grown week to week. So if you want to see me do that, please let me know. So I just want to thank everyone so much for watching, and please subscribe because I've noticed a lot of people have been watching my videos but not subscribing. So if you can subscribe, that would make me so happy. So please subscribe and like and leave a comment, and I will definitely reply back to you. And thanks for watching. Bye.